Very good evening, everyone. Let's see how many of you are online, how many of you are live, attending or watching this live session. Kindly confirm, guys, in the chat box if I'm visible, I'm audible. Yes, kindly confirm, guys, if I'm audible. We shall be discussing chapter 3 MCQs today, EIS chapter number 3 MCQs. So, round about 20-25 questions as per ICI MCQ booklet, we shall be discussing. Okay, so Jalauddin says yes, audible. Thank you so much. Okay, all right. So, let us start with chapter number 3 MCQ, guys. Okay, and I hope like last time, you have to answer it in the chat box. Okay, and we'll discuss the concepts as well with respect to each of these questions. Okay, all right. So yes, let me again check if everything is fine before we can start. Okay, all right. Yes. So, question number 35. I mean, we are continuing from the previous session. In chapter 1 and 2, we had covered around 34 questions. So, now we are continuing from the 35th question, which is a part of chapter number 3. So, first question, information systems not only establish communication but also support decision making within an organization. Below mentioned are the components that comprise an information system except one. So they have mentioned the various components of information system except one. Identify the odd one out. A very pretty simple question. Okay. So what are the components of information system? People, it's a component. Data, network is also a component. Transaction is not a component. Transaction is not a component. But yes, so Divya, yes, you are correct. But yes, guys, let's understand the concept. What are the 5 components of information system? This is the first thing that we cover in our EIS regular lectures. What are the 5 things? Yes, Harshita, you are correct. Divya, correct. Jami, you are correct. Okay, but I want to know what are the 5 components of information system. We have people. Okay, we have, if you remember, we have hardware, we have software, and then we have data, and then we have network. So these are the 5 components of information system. Transaction is not a component. Done. Easy question. Okay, next, in a computer system, a dash memory which is volatile in nature and can read and modify. Okay, so we have to understand they are referring to a particular memory which is volatile in nature. That means it is not permanent, as in when you switch it off, the data will be erased. So which is volatile in nature and can be read and modify, can be read and modify. The information is also referred to as, can read and modify the information is also referred to as. Okay, I want the answer for this, guys. In a computer system, which is the memory which is volatile in nature and the memory which can be read and modified also? Yes, everyone is saying A. Okay, so yeah, it is a primary memory and random access memory. Okay, what about others? Random access memory is not a secondary memory. Cache memory is, okay, again, not a secondary memory. Cache memory will be a part of your internal memory, and let's say primary but virtual memory, no. So the correct answer is yes, you all are correct. Primary and random access memory. Simple question. Next topic, next question, 37. In DBMS, database management systems, relational database model allows the data and its related operations like storage, retrieval, and integrity in a table structure. Okay, all the terms mentioned below are associated with relational database model except one. So all of you, I think you must be knowing that there are different database models. Okay, we have hierarchical model, we have network model, we have RDBMS, relational database management system, we have object oriented database management systems. So tabular structure is basically relationship database model. So we need to understand which term is the odd one out? Okay, so yes, relations, attributes and domains, these are things which are referred to, which are used in relational database model. But objects is something which is referred to in object oriented OODB MS. It is not a part of RDBMS. It is a part of object oriented database management system. But yes, what is relations, guys? Relations means nothing but the tables. Okay, I hope you know that in relational database model we have something like these tables. Okay, tables consist of the rows and columns. So relations basically is nothing but this table. Okay, then attributes are the column heads. Let's say this is name. Okay, this is, let's say, PAN number. These are attributes, and what is acceptable under each of these attributes is called as domain. For example, under name you cannot write 1 2 3, because under the name attribute only acceptable things which are allowed will be alphabets. Okay, so domains means what all things are allowed in a particular attribute which we can write. Okay, I hope you're clear on this. So object oriented database, object is a part of OODB. Okay, uh yes, by yes, many of you pick the odd one out. I don't, only two of you have given the correct answer, Harshita and Jami. Okay, next, Miss Shilpi is a final year student of BTech who is required to submit her project report on library management systems based on, again, relational database model. Which of the following does not belong to relational database? So it's a very simple question. Which out of these four options is not a part of relational database model? Okay. Yes, I want the answers, guys. I want answers from you. Okay, Divya says C. So Microsoft Access is a relational database model. MySQL structured query language and Oracle. Oracle. Okay, these are RDBMS, relational database. They belong to the relational database. Java is the odd one out. Yes, all of you are correct here. Yes, perfect. Next, question 39. Which of the following statement does not belong to read-only memory? That means ROM. Which of the following statements does not belong to read-only memory? Before I dive into the topics, guys, let me just remind you that primary memory consists of RAM as well as ROM. So this topic is with respect to ROM. Okay, so ROM is non-volatile in nature. That means the information stored there is permanent. Okay, this is a correct information. It is used by manufacturers to store data. Absolutely correct. I tell in my regular classes also that, let's say, what is there in ROM? Let's say something which is permanently stored by the manufacturer. For example, if you switch on your phone, the logo, the brand logo of your phone comes, right? So this is something which is there in your memory, but it has been stored by the manufacturer. It is permanent in nature, right? So it is also correct. And then it is used to store small amount of information by, for quick reference, by central processing unit. Again, it is a correct point. And this last point says it is a secondary memory. I started this question by saying that ROM, primary memory, we study two types of memories, RAM and ROM. So yes, D is the correct answer. I mean, D option is not correct with respect to ROM. Yes. Next, operating system software provides application program interface. This is a good question. Operating system provides application programming interface which can be used by application developers to create application software. Okay, this is referred to as. Now, this is a good question, guys. Generally, there is a question, activities, or let's say functions performed by operating system, or activities of operating system. Okay, so we have got 8 activities, and out of 8 activities, they have given 4 activities as the option. So which activity basically provides API, application programming interface, to the developers to create the application software? Okay, now this question is one of the favorite questions. I mean, I'm talking about the subjective questions, functions or activities of OS. This is one of the favorite questions of ICI. There are 8 points. Okay, now we have to understand which activity provides API. Okay, so we have memory management, we have hardware independence, task management, and file management. Memory management is basically responsible for managing the memory, for creating the virtual memory in case RAM is, we are getting full on, let's say, the RAM part. Hardware independence is the correct answer, guys. Please understand what happens in API. OS will give, if I am a software developer, let's say I'm making a software for Windows. So Windows will give me, an API. API is a kind of, let's say, an already written program. It's kind of a link which I'm going to integrate into my software, and then I don't have to code all the common things again and again. For example, Control C, Control V. In Windows applications, most of the applications you'll see minimize, maximize, cross button. As a developer, I don't need to worry whether those functions will work or not. Okay, Windows will give me an API, and I can basically code my software accordingly. Okay, so this is the point. Task management and file management, this API is basically, this is the correct answer. Okay, yeah, it is for developers. Okay, so probably I discuss this aspect a lot. The students who have taken my regular lectures, they must be knowing that I discussed this aspect a lot during my regular lecture. So I hope you are clear on this. Okay, now 41, question number 41. Operating system acts as a, yeah, operating system acts as an interface between user and hardware. Okay, hardware can be smartphone, tablet, or PC. Which of the following is not an example of operating system? Now this is super easy question. Which of the following is not an example of OS? I hope you all know that there are primarily two types of software: operating systems software and application software. So we have to tell which of these are not example of operating system. All of you know Android is the correct answer. Most of you must be using it. BlackBerry, now probably no one uses it, but once it was very popular. um, Apple OS, and then Chrome. What is Chrome, guys? All of you are answering Chrome, but Chrome is not a operating system, but rather it is what? Can anyone answer what is Chrome? What exactly is Chrome? Yes, Chrome is nothing but it is a web browser. Yes, it is a web browser, right? Browser. Okay, next question. Corrective controls. Oh, seems to be a good one. Good question. Corrective controls are designed to reduce the impact or correct an error once it has been detected. So which of the following is not an example of corrective control? So they have given the definition of corrective control, and you have to tell which of these is not an example of corrective control. So number one, backup procedure. Then correcting error arising from a problem. Now this is a very obvious option. Contingency planning and hash total. I like this question. Yes, I want answer from you guys. Ajit says, sir, you are super. Thank you so much, Ajit. But I think you guys are awesome that you are attending it live and answering. Yes, hash total. Okay, I want an answer from this. I'll give you explanation also, guys. In case, see, we are going through the MCQs. It's my humble request to each one of you watching live and answering. If you don't understand, please write it in the chat box. I'll explain the concept. Okay, only one answer I have got. All right, so please understand. Okay, now first, this is a question from that we have a topic. What are the different categories of control? So categories based on objectives, we have preventive, detective, corrective, and compensatory. Okay, we have four types of controls based on objectives of control: preventive, detective, corrective, and compensatory. Now they are asking that out of corrective controls, which of these are not a part of corrective controls? Taking backup, is it not a corrective control? Yes, of course it is. Most of you might be confused that it is a preventive control, but no, please remember, taking backup of your data is a corrective control. This backup will only be helpful to you in case your original data is compromised or something is goes wrong with your original data. तभी इस बैकअप को आप यूज करेंगे, then only you are going to use this backup as a part of corrective measure. Okay, so backup is always a corrective control. Correcting errors arising from a problem. So obviously this is a corrective control only. Contingency planning like business continuity planning, disaster recovery planning. If something bad happens, if there is a fire in the server room, so all this planning is done previously, that what would be the approach of the company if the server catches fire, if there is a disaster, something like this. So contingency planning is also corrective control. But hash total, it is not a corrective control, guys, hash total, for the time being, I'm not going into the details as to what is hashing, what is hash total. It is a kind of, let's say, encryption. It is a form of encryption. So encrypting your data so that unauthorized persons cannot read it, cannot see it. It is a kind of preventive control. So hash total, it is a kind of encryption only. So this will be a part of, let's say, preventive control rather than corrective. I hope everyone is clear. Please write yes in the chat box if you have understood the concept. Please write yes in the chat box if you have understood. Yes. Okay. All right. Great. Okay. Next question. Yeah. The data entry operator of GC college is responsible to enter the amount of fees paid by the student. So there is a data entry operator in a college. Okay. Accidentally, while making the entry, the fee amount of Miss X, must be a student, of the amount of rupees 9854 was entered as 8954. Okay, so what they have done is, rather than 98, the data entry operator has made 89. Okay, leading to some reverse of 2 digits. Okay, under data coding control, which of the following error is made by the data entry operator? Which is the error? Yes. So we have got 4 options: transposition, substitution, addition, and truncation. Yes, Harshita says transposition. Okay, Harshita, you are correct, because the numbers, the adjacent numbers have been, interchanged. This is a type of transposition error. But can you, Harshita, because you have answered, can you tell me which transposition error is it? Is it a multiple transposition or single transposition? If you remember, guys, under transposition we have 2 types of transposition errors. If it pertains to adjacent digits, we call it a single transposition error. If it is with respect to non-adjacent digits, we can call it as what? Multi transposition error or non-adjacent transposition error. Okay, what is substitution error? Let's say the correct amount was what? 9854. Rather than 9854, if this data entry operator had written 7854, it would have been substitution error, because rather than writing 9, he has written 7. Let's say 9854 was the correct amount. 9854, he has added one more 4. So this will be a part of addition error. And let's say 9854 is the correct amount. He has written only 985. He has removed one last digit. So this will be truncation error, subtraction error. Yes, Harshita, you are correct now. Single transposition. Fine. Next, question number 44. As a system administrator of a newly established startup, KJL Limited, Mr. Kamal sets up its computer network in such a way that enables the network to recover from any kind of error like connection failure, loss of data, etc. So they have set their computer network that it has the capability to recover from various types of errors like connection failure, loss of data, etc. So in computer network, which of the following terms definition take care of the said activities? A good question. I like this question. Yes, I want you guys to answer this. In computer network, which of the following terms definition takes care of the said activity? What is the activity, guys, that in the question which is being referred, that the network has the ability to recover from any kind of error? Okay, Ajit says B. Harshita also says B. Right. Okay. Routing. Now, first is routing, or let's say routing. This is something which is a part of network, obviously, which is done by, let's say, the router. Router means routing means sending the correct package to the correct systems. Okay. Contention, guys. Contention is a topic of channel access controls. It is a part of channel access controls. Okay, we have got 2 methods, if you remember: contention and polling. Bandwidth is the number of data packets that can travel, at one given point of time. If okay, so the correct answer is resilience. Resilience is the ability, it is basically the ability of the network to recover from any kind of error. Yes, Divya, you are correct. Harshita also, you are correct. So the correct answer is resilience. Okay, now next question is a simple one. I think, yes, it's a simple question. Every time when a user attempts to gain access to and employs system resources in an application, so somebody is trying to, let's say, gain access to a particular system, so the chronology of each such events is maintained. which application control is responsible to do so? The moment somebody is trying to log into the systems, a chronology of events will be maintained. So this is a question with respect to application controls. Okay, now which application control are they referring to? If you remember guys, we have got boundary controls, input control, processing control, communication control, then we have database control and output controls under application control. Yes, so which particular control is it in this question they are referring to? Because the user is trying to gain access to the systems and everything with respect to when did he try to gain access to the system, which device did he use to gain access to the system, what is the user ID, password, number of attempts it took to gain access to the system. All these things will be logged. So it is a part of boundary control. Boundary means what? When a user is trying to gain access. Okay, yeah, you are correct. Yes, Arshita again. Zami, you are correct. Great. Okay, so it is the answer is boundary control. All right. Now I have seen guys in my in my I took live nugget series also a couple of years back, and I've seen when we see the number of views and all. Chapter 3 is something, I mean, which most of the students they tend to leave it, maybe because of the size of the chapter. Chapter 3 is a bit extensive as compared to, or let's say technical also as compared to other chapters, but it's my sincere request guys, don't leave any chapter. Okay, there are only 5 chapters and each chapter has got equal weightage. If you leave on any particular chapter, I would never recommend it. You should have knowledge of each and every chapter. Okay, and of course, if you don't have knowledge, if you don't have the conceptual clarity with respect to any chapter, it will be very difficult for you to solve the MCQ. So I would never recommend you to leave any chapter in EIS. Yes, but you can do your studies smartly, but because there are only 5 chapters, please have a knowledge of all the 5 chapters. Okay, meanwhile guys, if you are again this MCQ discussion on, I'm very happy that all of you, many of the students who are online are participating. And if you find that okay, these MCQ series that I'm going to take for the SM subject as well as audit, if you find it useful, please press the like button. Okay, and this will actually motivate me, and I'm surely going to plan the SM and audit MCQs as well, and soon the integrated MCQs as well. Okay, all right, next we have question number 46. Yes, sir, your classes are really productive. Thank you so much. I always, guys, believe that you have 8 subjects to cover, right? And that is why I try to make all my classes. My aim is basically not to make you just pass in my subjects. You have to clear CA Inter. So I try to concise and make my lectures as effective as possible, be it EIS, SM, or audit. So it is effective, very effective. I have tried to make it as concise as possible, covering all the subtopics, 100% coverage. And comments like this actually really motivates me. Thank you so much. Okay, question 46. Under application controls of information system. So again we have a topic, again we have a question on application controls. Okay, so under application controls of information system, dash maintains a chronology of events that occur either to the database definition or the database itself. Now again, this is a very obvious easy to answer question. Okay, I want answers from you guys. It says the chronology of events either to the database definition or the database itself. So what is going to be the correct answer? The answer is C. The database control is responsible for maintaining the chronology of events that occur to the database definition or the database itself. Yes, it's a very obvious question. Okay, next question 47. Nice Collection is a women apparel store with many branches in various cities of India. Okay, the management of the store uses data mining. Okay, this is a question of data mining. In ICA's book, probably, okay, in my book, data mining, I generally discuss in chapter number 2 with respect to data analytics. Okay, anyways, let's do it. As per my book, if I go with my book, this is covered in chapter number 2. Okay, so the management of store uses data mining technique to make analysis to determine the sale on weekends of festive month in cities where population is less than 70,000. Which of the following is not involved in the technique used? Oh, so this is a question, guys, with respect to the steps in data mining. Okay, if you are able to recall, I'll just write the steps here quickly so that you are able to recall the concept. Steps in data mining can be an important question. Okay, so the first step is you have to first integrate the data integration. I'm writing it very quickly, guys. Data integration, then we have data selection, then we have something called as data cleaning. Okay, then we have something called as data transformation. I want all of you to recall the ETL process: extract, transform, and load. Okay, then the data mining will be done. Mining basically means to find out hidden trends and patterns from a large volume of data. If you have a very big data, to find out hidden trends, patterns, etc., data mining is used. So once mining is done, you are going to evaluate pattern evaluation. You are going to evaluate the pattern. Okay, and then uh, you are going to make certain decisions out of it. So this is basically steps in data mining. So I think I have made it very simple now. It says which of the following is not involved in the data mining technique. So we have integration, we have selection. If you can see, we have integration, we have selection, and we have transformation. So the obvious option is what? Data distribution. This has got nothing to do with data mining. Okay, so I hope you are able to recall the stages of data mining. Okay, next question. Easy one. Mr. Y used duplicate keys to enter in prohibited area zone of JKH Limited company and stole some important documents of the company. So he got access to the duplicate keys and he has stolen some important papers or documents. Okay, which of the following control you think has been compromised? Very easy topic, guys. Which of the following control has been compromised? They are talking about the physical keys. Okay, so we have environmental control, physical access, network, and logical. I hope all of you know this. Yes, the answer will be physical access control. Okay, now under physical access control, guys, there's a topic that we have to have proper lock on doors. Can you tell me four different types of locks on doors? If you remember, for physical access controls, we have lock on doors. Okay, we have cipher lock, we have bolting door locks, we have electronic door locks, and we also have biometric door locks. Those doors can be implemented for better security. Okay, next question number 49. Identify from the following controls of information system that deals with framing of high level IT policies, procedures, and standards on a holistic view. Okay, very easy question again. Which of the controls of IS deals with framing of high level IT policies, procedures, and standards? If you know, see guys, you can also go by the process of elimination. You all know environmental controls, right? Environmental controls are with respect to fire, water damage, power fluctuations, etc. Access controls can be physical access or logical access, user ID, password, lock on doors. Okay, so which will be the topic? Which is the obvious option? Management control. Management control is the correct answer. So sometimes, if you're confused, you can also go with the process of elimination. If you know the options, you will be able to find the answer. Yes, all of you are correct. Yeah, A is the correct answer. Right. Next. A database model is a type of data model that determines the logical structure of a database and fundamentally determines in which manner data can be stored, organized, and manipulated. So they have just given a definition of data model. Which of the following database models stores and organizes data in table structure? Again, a very simple question. Table structure. Yes, guys. Chaco. Okay, no, you are saying B. Ajit says D. Okay, I want the correct answer, guys. Jalauddin, you are saying D. Yes. Okay, so guys, we have already covered one question, right? With respect to this, if you remember, I made a table also, and yeah, I made a table also. The answer is what? Table structure is used in relational database model. Okay, hierarchical database model and network database model, it becomes very clumsy because of the numerous relationships. It becomes very clumsy. Hierarchy database model it has an inverted tree pattern. So table structure is basically relational database model. Relational database model is the correct answer. It says table structure. Hierarchical database model, again, is not the correct answer. Hierarchical database model has inverted tree pattern. Okay, it starts from the root node and it spreads like this, like an inverted tree. Okay, all right, next question number 51. Okay, we don't have much questions left. Let us do it quickly. Oh, this is a good question again. An IS auditor is using an audit tool that involves embedding audit software modules within the host application. So the first hint is the audit module is within the application, the host application itself, to provide. The second hint is continuous monitoring of systems transaction, real-time transaction monitoring. Which audit tool does this refer to? Yes, I want all of you to answer this. Good question. And I have realized on the basis of my experience also, this is a topic, IS audit is a topic which I think many students, they try to skip it and they try to, they never cover it. It's a good one. Okay, let's understand. Okay, so I got one answer as C. C is ITF. No, ITF is not the correct answer. First you have to understand, guys, it is okay, it is embedding audit software modules within the host application. ITF, you have two options. Either you can, you have to tag certain transactions, or you can enter separate data into the production system. ITF is not the correct answer. Okay, SCARF, yes, the correct answer is SCARF, system control audit review file. Okay, audit hooks only is for suspicious transactions. It marks and sends alerts to the auditors on if any transaction is of suspicious nature. And CIS is also okay. It is also used for continuous monitoring, but SCARF and CIS has a difference. CIS is only used when the application software uses a database management system. Okay, so as per this question, the correct answer is SCARF. Okay, next question, guys. Mr. Y, a senior network administrator of HKL Private Limited, sent a confidential data of the company to its CFO for secure data transmission in a network. Dash is a technique that converts data into a secret code for storage in database. Now this is again a very easy question. Encapsulation. Okay, I don't know what it means. Encryption, decryption and logging. Because Mr. Y has sent the message to the CFO, what technique has he used? Yes, everyone is saying encryption. This is an easy thing. I hope you know what encryption means. I'm not going into the details. These days when you send a message to your friend also on WhatsApp, your messages are end-to-end encrypted. That means if I am sending a message to, let's say, Kaushik, okay, I'm the sender here, it will be encrypted in my device and it can only be decrypted in Kaushik's device. It is known as end-to-end encryption. Okay, anyway, all right, so yeah, okay, last question with respect to chapter number 3. I think we don't have much questions on chapter number 3 in the ICAI MCQ booklet, but I saw chapter 4, we have 4 and 5, we have good number of questions. Okay, so maybe the next session we are going to cover chapter 4 and 5. Okay, all right. Now ABC company started using SAP as an application software for its HR and accounting department. Which of the following layer of software carries the instruction and processes them using data stored in the database? Okay, which of the following layer of the software carries the instruction and processes them using the data stored in the database? Yes, I want an answer, guys. Now this is a question, probably, please remember, okay, this is a question pertaining to chapter 3. In chapter 3, the first thing that we cover is what are the 5 components of information system: people, hardware, software, data and network. Under software we have OS as well as application software. And under application software, the question which is there in our ICI material is basically what are the 3 layers of application software. Yes, what are the 3 layers of application software? So now you have to answer this. What would be the correct answer, guys? Okay, Harshita is saying, see, now what has happened, please understand, there are 3 layers: application layer, data layer, database layer, operating system layer. So the question says which of the following layer carries the instruction. So the instruction will be fed using the application layer. Okay, the processing, it's like processing, the processing will happen in the operating system layer, and the data which will be taken to do the processing is going to be taken from database layer. So in this particular question, The correct answer, network layer is not a layer only. We have got 3 layers of any application software. So the correct answer is basically operating system layer, carries the instruction and process. It's nothing guys, it's processing. Please remember again, application layer is for inputting, operating system layer is for processing, and database layer is for storage, or let's say retrieving any stored information. Okay, so I hope it is clear, and with this we are done with the questions of ICI MCQ booklet. There are one or two questions which were, the points, the options which has been changed. Now, for example, output control and all, it has been changed. The text in your ICI module was changed. So those questions are not much relevant. I have discussed all the relevant question. Okay, great. Okay. Now, guys, thank you so much. We shall meet again maybe tomorrow, or maybe I'll inform it in my Telegram channel. Meanwhile, again, requesting you, if you like the sessions, if you're finding it useful, please like it, please share it with your friends, please subscribe to the channel, and everything which I should be saying. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Have a great night.